How we doing, people? Right, so another community challenge. As you know, I've done a few of these this week, and that's because a lot of people have come out with community challenges, and I've wanted to get on this, but I've been working, so I'm doing them all now. And there's been some fantastic community challenges out. So this one, along with the other two I've done, was one I really wanted to sink my teeth into. So this one is a VR to UK Kraut Gaming, and I will link his video below. If you haven't checked it out, go over and check him out. And this is my most disliked gaming system. So this was a tricky one for me because I've got to be honest, I wouldn't say there's any device that I absolutely detest. All of them have their merits, all of them have their flaws. You know, no system is perfect. So I did have to really rack my brain about this. I was sitting there for ages thinking, well, you know, maybe this, I don't know, it had that on it, that was good. You know, so I was humming and ahhing and going backwards and forwards. And then I started thinking less about the home consoles and more about the handheld consoles. And then I found one. Right, so let's discuss this. I'm going to put a little picture up here, just as I announce what it is, so you can see the differences, because there were two different types of this out. There was a Mark 1 and a Mark 2, and there's a very good reason why there was a Mark 2. Right, okay, what is my most disliked system? Well, the answer to that is the Atari Lynx. There's a few reasons for this. And as you'll see in the picture, you'll see that there's two different types, like I said, a Mark 1 and a Mark 2. The one at the top is the Mark 1. The one at the bottom is Mark 2. Now the Mark 2 I dislike less. Just putting that out there. I dislike the Mark 1 more than the second one. Right, why is this? Okay. Right, so for starters, I wasn't a massive fan of a lot of the games on it. That's the first thing. That's the main reason, for example, why I haven't rushed out to buy the Atari Lynx cartridges for the Evercade. I will get them, but I'm putting them on the back burner because I do intend on collecting them all. I've put them on the back burner until I've got all the ones I really want to play, and then I'll collect them. And it's because, like I say, I'm not a massive fan of a lot of the games on it. For me, I think it looked very blocky looking. The screen didn't look great. Now, admittedly, you know, we are going back some time here. You know, this was one of the first, if not the first, colour handheld console. So it wasn't going to look perfect, was it? But the problem you got was the Sega Game Gear come out. And, you know, that was great. You can't argue. The Sega Game Gear, although it did eat through batteries like no tomorrow, it was a great system. And it was better. It was easier to hold. There was better games on it. So, again, this goes back to the Lynx. You know, I wasn't a massive fan of a lot of the games. And some of them were just like rechurning the old Atari games out, just making them look newer, more current. So that was the other thing as well. Now, what's my main bugbear with this system? Well, it's quite simple, really. It was bloody massive. It was massive. When I was a kid, I'm trying to think how old I was when this came out. I think I was secondary school, I'm sure I was, but I wasn't far into secondary school. It was huge, massive. The first one was so big. I mean, like, just talking a huge size. And it just was uncomfortable to hold. I mean, I wouldn't say it's heavy because it wasn't heavy, but it was heavy for a handheld. For, you know, when you compare it to what's out now, it was heavy. It was awkward, clunky, you know. I mean, if I'm honest, I don't even think that games really run on it that well either, as I remember. It was just, and it was ugly as well. That was the other thing, it was ugly. It was like a dark grey, as you'll see in the picture. Yeah, it was just an ugly device, and it just wasn't comfortable to play. It wasn't enjoyable. I really just didn't like that system. Now, I know I'm going to upset some people, because there are some people out there that really do enjoy this system. But unfortunately, I was not one of them. Now, this brings me to why they did a Mark II. As you'll see in the one below it, it's smaller. Now, Yes, it is smaller. From side to side, it's not as long. That was one of the reasons why they did the Mark II, to try and condense it, make it smaller. However, in the process of doing that, I would argue it made it thicker from top to bottom. So it still was quite big. It was still quite clunky. Less awkward to play because it wasn't as long from side to side. You know, it was a bit more compact. You could, but again, it still just wasn't as comfortable to hold as the Game Gear. And, you know, you still had the same games on it. So yeah, you know, like I say, I racked my brain for quite some time trying to think of a system that I wasn't a fan of, and the only one I could think of really was this one. You know, don't get me wrong, it's not a god awful system, but unfortunately for me, it is the worst one. It's, you know, it just wasn't great, and there's a reason why the Game Gear took off like it did and killed the Atari Lynx, because it was a better system. The games were better, it was more comfortable to hold, the screen looked better, you know, the controls felt better, everything about it, let's be honest, was better. So it was an easy pick when I thought about it, you know. So for me, that is my answer. And like I say, I know I'm going to upset some people. There's some diehard guys out there that love the Atari Lynx, but unfortunately, I'm just not one of them. So that's my answer. Anyway, we'll do our usuals. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, please like, share and subscribe. And also hit that notification bell so that you're made aware of all our future videos. And when you do hit the notification bell, just click all, because it doesn't always let you know when we do an upload if you don't. And also comment below, let me know what your thoughts are. Always good to hear what other people think. And if you get the time, go over and check out the original community challenge video by UK Kraut Gaming. I'll link that below. And until next time, take care, stay safe. Nerdy Geezer out.